Hello and welcome, or welcome back to Read Becca. We're going to talk haul. If you watched my weekly catch-up, I had some footage in my clips of going to half-price books. And I had a few things left over from last year, actually, that I still hadn't gotten around to taking into resell. So I did that. So I've cleared off a little bit of shelf space. And I think hopefully, this pile's pretty good. But I don't think it's going to take up as much space as the stuff I got rid of. So I had been talking to booksellers in comments last week, I think, about their experience with half-price books and the fact that their prices went up, and that definitely was true for me. So normally they're like regular priced items, which are already, cheaper than full price, but beyond what I typically pay for books. They definitely had gone up about $2 on everything. So that was more toward the $8 to $15 range. I don't usually spend that much for books. So none of these were in that range. All of this is absolutely like smoking deals. It's really how I buy my books. I love books so much. I don't have a problem going through like the very bargain basement stuff. So I found a lot of stuff I wanted anyway. And I think the most expensive was maybe $350 or $450. We'll go over prices as we go. But I did get a lot of great finds. I did not make hardly any money for my books, so that was disappointing. I don't think I will be reselling my books at half price books anymore. This was, I think, the most books I had and the least money that I got. Some of them were in perfect condition hardbacks and relatively like decent books, things that are kind of well known, so I expected a little more. So I will be either trying one of my indie bookstores that takes resales, or just putting them in a little free library. So I definitely have access to multiple of those. So let's jump right into the haul. I'm going to rapid fire this. I don't think there's anything that I really want to read through, synopses or anything like that. We're just going to quickly go on what my impressions are and why I picked it up. So this first one, this was a big find because I absolutely adore this cover. I've never read the book, but it's one I've had my eye out for, and that is Dandelion Wine by Ray Bradbury. And you can see this cover art here is like mixed between spooky and beautiful, I think. So I'm absolutely stoked to have found this. And this is gonna be like a weird setting, I think, is the focus here. So in here it says, there was a junk man who saved lives. There was a pair of sneakers that could make you run fast as a deer. There was a human time machine. There was a wax witch that could tell real fortunes. There was a man who almost wrecked happiness by building a happiness machine. And there was a 12-year-old boy named Douglas Spaulding who found himself very much at home in his extraordinary world. This haunting novel of a summer of terror and wonder by the author of the Martian Chronicles. So I think it's going to be a summer book. So I would love to read, I can't even think of it, his book that's set in October, Lonesome November, whatever the fall one is. So it would be fun to read this in the summer and then that one in the fall. However, I definitely do want to get to this one sooner, and hopefully in the summer. So this one, really excited about it. Then one of my favorites that I'm very pleased to have in a very ancient copy. Oh wait, sorry, I said prices. So price on this one was $2, and very sadly, it has a not good sticker that's going to be very hard to get off. So I'm going to have to really carefully Goo Gone this to try and maintain the cover. So $2 on that one. This one was $2.99 for The Magicians Nephew, and this is the first, blasphemy if you believe it's not the first, of the Chronicles of Narnia. This is a prequel novel, and as I said, this is my favorite of them. This is, I think most people are familiar with the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe plot, that you've got these 4 kids and they go through the wardrobe. But they, in that book, are staying with kind of this older uncle who has a weird old manor house. So this is the prequel where he, as a boy, yeah, that's him. He, as a boy, finds his way into this wood full of pools, and the pools are portals to different worlds. And so this is not necessarily a Narnia story. This includes the creation of Narnia, though. So it's got more than just Narnia in here, and it's very weird. It's probably the weirdest, and not in an off-putting way. I think the other weirder books in the series are kind of off-putting. But I'm really excited to have this. I do not have the series. I've always wanted to get one of the nice box sets, but they're so expensive. So I want to have this and reread this particular one for sure. So excited. And then this one is $4, $3.99. I got The Dragon Keeper by Robin Hobb. I have not read Realm of the Elderlings, but I am slowly collecting any of these in good condition. This is great condition. It's very floppy in the mass market paperbacks that I find them, so that I will have most of the series when I do want to get to it, because Hobb is absolutely a bastion of women writing big epic fantasy. And so yeah, I'm really stoked to have my heart broken by Robin Hobb, because famously this series is pretty gut-wrenching and emotional, and she likes to hurt her characters. Then I have one I know nothing about, really. This one is The Dark Hand of Magic, yes, by Barbara Hambly. Barbara Hambly is yet another one of those kind of classic women in fantasy. She has a series that's like a mystery series with the vampires that very much intrigues me and has been running since the 80s. I think there are 8 or 10 books in that series. And that one I always want to pick up, and I never have. And this one is following like a character who has learned he's got magic and is seeking out someone to apprentice with to learn magic. So I don't know if this is the first of a longer series or if it's a standalone, but I'm stoked to have it regardless, because Hambly is just a big name in fantasy. And this one was $2 as well. And then non-fantasy, I picked up The Beekeeper's Apprentice by Laurie R. King. And this is a great like mystery series. It's kind of a feminist take on Sherlock Holmes, because this follows Mary Russell rather than Sherlock himself, but she is apprenticing with Sherlock as she kind of learns to deduce things from him. So I have had my eyes out for this at any book sale I go to, because oddly my library has later books in the series, but not this first one. So I was very excited to see this, and I grabbed this for $3.49. So super stoked about that. Then one I criminally left behind this series. Last time I was actually at this bookshop, they had all except for the first book. And this time I went back and they had this on the clearance shelf. So this is Titus Alone. It's from the Gormenghast series by Mervyn Peake. This one I got for $2 on the clearance rack. And I'm always on the lookout for the first one. I've never seen it for sale anywhere. This is a famously kind of, it's not traditionally gothic, but it's a very like weird manor type setup. A lot of people say this is one that people would like if they enjoyed Piranesi, where it's got that very atmospheric house setting, I guess. So I think this is going to be that sort of strange but quiet, not high action at all, and it's supposed to be really well written. So I'm excited to have this, but I do need to find the rest of the series and pick it up when I see it, instead of letting it go. And then I have 2. So both of these were $2, and again from the clearance, and these are both Sarah Vowell books. I got The Wordy Shipmates and The Unfamiliar Fishes. So Sarah Vowell is a historian, and so these are both nonfiction. I actually have another of her books in this same edition, The Assassination Vacation. She is very funny. She used to be on Jon Stewart's show all the time. She would show up and make commentary about things that were happening in current times and relating them back to historical stuff. And as I said, she's very funny, so she fits right in with comedians. And I have enjoyed all of her books that I have read. I can't remember if I've read either of these ones. I've read, I think, two, maybe 3 of her books. And she does the audio often on her books, so I enjoy them on audio very much, but I'm super happy to have both of these in print. Then we have a couple that I don't really know anything about. So this one is The Glass Palace by Amitav Ghosh. I basically just picked it up based on the price and the author, and that's going to be the case for the other one. So this one was $2 again from the clearance rack, and this is going to be, I think, historical fiction set in India, and this is surrounding the exile of the royals from the Glass Palace. I don't really know much other than that. But Amitav Ghosh is someone everybody, kind of praises a whole lot about setting and prose, so I'm definitely interested to read it. And then the last one, very last one, again, I knew nothing about this. This is Dr. Thorne by Anthony Trollope. And Trollope is very loved on BookTube for sure. And I recently picked up The Warden, and I'm looking to get to that this year for sure. So this one is about a doctor, a country doctor, and that's really all I needed to pick this up. But this particular copy is in perfect condition. I have no idea what the deal was because this looks like it has not been read. There was another copy there for twice the price that had a broken spine. So this one was only $4, but I think that's my most expensive pickup of the books. However, this is a gorgeous copy and in perfect condition, so I'm super happy to have it. It's maybe twice as long as The Warden, so I definitely will be trying to get to The Warden first, but the premise of a country doctor story sounds exactly like my sort of thing, so I'm really looking forward to grab this one. So that is it for Mahal, and we'll see if I can hold it up here. So we got a Dr. Thorne, we got The Glass Palace, we got Unfamiliar Fishes, and The Wordy Shipmates. We got Titus Alone by Mervyn Peake. We got The Beekeeper's Apprentice, The Dark Hand of Magic, I'm gonna lose this file, Dragon Keeper, The Magician's Nephew, and Dandelion Wine. So that is Mahal. Thank you so very much for watching.